Hey y'all, it's Sid the Crafty Hippie. If you're watching this, that probably means that you've bought one of my crochet earring patterns, but if not and you're new here, welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to stiffen crochet projects that you can either turn into a pair of earrings, keychains, ornaments, or whatever you would like. Some of you watching this are probably here because you bought my rainbow pattern, so I am going to be showing y'all two different ways to do this. One with jump rings and earring hooks already attached, plus the fringe that we don't want to get stiffened, just the earring part itself. And then also how to stiffen just plain ones without fringe or without the earring hooks already attached. I use the same method for stiffening any sort of flat applique that I want to turn into an earring or a keychain or an ornament, like I said. So this can apply to literally any flat crochet applique. You'll need just a little bit of water, clear or white Elmer's glue, a cheap paintbrush, the crochet project that you'll be stiffening, a Tupperware or a shallow bowl, and a piece of wax paper. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to mix the water and the glue, and you're going to want to do an equal amount of both. So you'll need just a little bit of water and a little bit of glue. If you are stiffening a whole bunch of earrings at one time, you'll obviously need more of the mixture. If you are only stiffening one or a few pairs of earrings, then you will obviously need less of the mixture. I don't measure, I just kind of guess, but I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in here. I don't need a whole lot, so I'm just stiffening a little bit. And then we will add some water to that, like that. And we're gonna mix it up. And the best part is, if you need a little bit more of either glue or water, you can just add a little bit more. So after you've done this a few times, you'll kind of like know what the consistency needs to be. But if it feels too thin, then you need more glue. If it's too thick, then you need more water. First, we're going to start with the example of just a plain flat applique that does not already have jump rings, earring hooks, or key rings attached to it. And if you are watching this tutorial specifically from my rainbow earring pattern, this step is going to only show you how to do the rainbows that don't have fringe on them, and I have already woven in my ends. If you are specifically making my rainbow cloud earrings, which are the ones that have fur on them, you'll need to do this step of stiffening them before you add the fur. Stiffening isn't necessary for the rainbow cloud earrings. I'm just referring to if you choose to do so. And if you're here to see how to stiffen the ones with fringe on them, which are the raining rainbow earrings, stick to the end because I will show you how to do those specifically after I show you the flat applique example. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your applique that you have already woven your ends into, and you're going to put it in your bowl or Tupperware. And I kind of like lean it down so that all the mixture will kind of puddle up so that I can kind of coat the entire thing. I'm going to use the paintbrush to really push it down into all the spots. Keep pressing the glue mixture into your applique until you feel that it is nice and coated, and then you will push it over to a dry spot in your bowl or pick it up and try to push out some of that excess mixture just to help it dry a little faster. So I'm just kind of trying to squeeze out this excess here. And you can actually use your fingers to push out a little bit more and shape it to the exact shape that you want it to stay in. After you have squeezed all the excess mixture out and flattened it to your liking, you will lay it down on the wax paper to dry. It typically takes about 24 to 48 hours to fully dry and harden. Now I'm going to show you how to stiffen the ones with fringe to keep the fringe from getting into the mixture and to keep your earring hook and jump rings from also getting into the mixture. So instead of putting our applique into the bowl, I'm going to lay the earring down on a piece of wax paper. So I'm just going to lay it down next to the one we've already done here. And you're going to just take the paintbrush and you're basically just going to paint the mixture on, avoiding the fringe and avoiding the jump rings. So I'm just going to use my pointer finger to hold down the earring hook and then my thumb to hold down the fringe to keep it tight so that I have more control to keep the mixture off of the places I don't want it to touch. And you're just gonna keep dipping back in that bowl because you want it to be a good amount. You don't want any spots to not get coated enough. But be very careful when you get close to those areas that you don't want the mixture to touch. You'll have to just keep dipping back in so that you can properly coat the whole thing. The glue mixture does change the color of the yarn just slightly, so once it's fully dry, if you missed any spots or there's any spots that didn't get coated as well as the rest of it, you'll see a slight difference in color, and that's how you'll be able to tell if any spots didn't get coated enough. So that's why I do lots and lots to make sure it's all even and the same color. So once the front is nice and coated, I'm going to very carefully pick it up and flip it over. Make sure not to sit your fringe down in any of the wax paper that's got the glue mixture on it. And you're just gonna do the same thing on the back. You can pick it up and look at the sides to make sure this top stitch is properly coated all the way down. And then once you feel that the earring is fully coated, you'll just lay it down in a dry place on that wax paper and let it sit to dry, like I said, for about 24 to 48 hours, and then you will have fully stiffened earrings. If you stiffened your appliques before adding the earring hooks, jump rings, or keychains, then you'll just want to wait until it's fully dry in order to do so. And if you have any questions on that process, I do actually have a separate tutorial on how to add jump rings, earring hooks, and keychains. So go check that out if you have any questions on that. And if you are new here and you are interested in any of my crochet earring patterns, I will link all of those below in the description, and I will see you guys in my next video.